Students, friends, in yesterday's lecture we discussed about the two units or two blocks which are used in cellular phone or mobile phone. And those blocks are frequency synthesizer and the logic unit. And we came to know that frequency synthesizer is used to generate the required frequency for transmitter as a carrier oscillator, and also local oscillator frequency in the receiver to generate the intermediate frequency which is provided to the mixer stage. We also study the logic unit that plays a very vital role to perform almost all the logical operations which are required to communicate the voice signal from one mobile to the another mobile via MTSO and cell site. It is a master control unit that contains the microprocessor, RAM, ROM, interpreting circuit for MTSO and cell site to transmit and receive the signal respectively to transmitter and that of receiver. It also contains the ROM, that is programmable ROM. It makes use of the NAM, that is number access module, that contains the mean, that is mobile identification number. Unique mobile identification number is assigned to that particular mobile when customer purchases it. After purchasing the mobile, NAM will be burned and mean is going to be assigned. This logic unit plays the very vital role to bring the control over entire operations of the logical aspects by using the control unit provided to it. Student friends, today we are going to consider the last article from this particular topic, and that is known as control unit. Student friends, please do remember that the control unit is called as the handset, which is connected to almost all units. It makes use of handset with speaker and microphone. We are well aware that we are speaking through the mic and we are listening through the speaker. Microphone is used to convert acoustic sound signal into electrical signal. Via transmitter, after being modulation, by getting the frequency from the frequency synthesizer, it is given to the transmitting antenna. Conversely, the received signal is received by the receiving antenna. Then it is given to the receiver. It gets the frequency from the frequency synthesizer for the local oscillator to generate the intermediate frequency. After passing through the several stages of the amplification, it is given to the speaker and speaker converts the audio electrical signal into its corresponding acoustic voice signal. These are the parts of the control unit. The control unit or handset also contains the touchtone dialing circuit, or it may be a keyboard type of circuit. Keyboard means DTMF, dual tone multi-frequency keyboard, that is used to dial the number that is used to perform the operations which are expected to be done via keyboard. It has also the LCD display. Whatever you are doing, it is displayed on the LCD display for our recognition. And also, someone who want to communicate with us verbally, visually, all those things are observed on the LCD display. These are also the part of the control unit. The microprocessor with RAM and ROM input-output devices are also the part of the control unit. For the purpose of processing, for the accessing the information, RAM is used, and for reading the information only, read-only memory is being used. Along with that, the DTMF dialing system, LCD display are going to act as input and output device respectively. All those parts togetherly forms the control unit. And the combination of the control unit, handset, logic unit, frequency synthesizer, transmitter, receiver, duplexer, antenna togetherly forms the unit or device known as the cell phone or the mobile phone. Now students, let me see how the calls are going to be handled by the cellular phone. Once how calls are transferred and how calls are received on the mobile. That means when the same mobile when calls are sent, or for the same mobile the calls are received. How it is possible? That aspect we are going to study. To initialize cellular phone calls, how phones are initiated, how phones are transmitted, how phone calls are transmitted, and how those are going to be received for particular mobile phone only. Because there are many mobiles which are going to be present in that particular cell. So within that particular cell only particular mobile receives that particular call. How it is possible? What is the procedure for that? That aspect we are going to study under the title known as initialization of the cellular phone calls. Student friends, almost all we are obeying this particular process, whatever I am explaining now. Because almost all you are handling the mobiles, you are making the calls, you are receiving the calls, you are communicating with each other through the mobile system, through the cell phones. So that's why we are well aware the procedure, how to make the calls and how to receive the calls, how to speak from one mobile with another mobile. All these aspects for which you are well aware. Even though that is true, part of our teaching aspect, I am going to explain all those aspects theoretically. The first thing to begin with transmitting the call is, if the mobile is turned off, make it turn on. That is the first step. And you are doing that particular aspect. So as soon as the mobile is switched on, each and every mobile handset has that particular switch. If you press it, it will be turned on. So that is the first step to initialize the phone call. Once the mobile is turned on, by turning on the power on, it will turn transmitter and receiver of the mobile. It will turn on the transmitter and receiver of the mobile. That is the first role we have to do when phone call is going to be initialized, to switch on the mobile. Second, once the transmitter and receiver are turned on in that particular mobile, the next step is the contact is established with the cell and MTSO. As soon as the transmitter and receivers of the mobile unit are turned on, the contact is established with cell and MTSO. Means the region where that cell phone is located, that handset, that cell phone is going to be connected with the cell site and MTSO. We are up till now well aware that MTSO is playing the very vital role that connects two cells with each other. Each and every transfer of call is being done via mobile telephone switching office. So that's why once the power is turned on, by turning on the transmitter and receiver of the mobile, a contact is established between cell site and MTSO. The cell site reads the name. When we studied the logic unit, we came to know that it contains a number access module. And in the number access module, it has mobile identification number. Once the contact is established with the cell site and MTSO of that particular cell, the cell site reads the number access module of that particular mobile and MTSO. MTSO computer verifies its validity. After reading the number access module data and contact is established by MTSO, in that particular MTSO, whatever the computer it is present, it verifies the validity of that particular number access module. It recognizes the mean number of that particular mobile which is ready to communicate with the other number. For every handset, for every mobile, there is a unique mobile identification number which is going to present in the NAM, that is a number access module. Now here the MTSO and cell site are going to recognize and perform the validity of the mobile identification number from which the transmission is expected to do. Once the contact is established and mean number is verified, our role is we are going to enter the number to whom dialing is to be done via keyboard. This is the next step. Means your handset has got a keyboard as an input device, or touchstone plate keyboard has an input device. By using that keyboard, you have to enter the number, 10-digit number, to whom you have to dial it. After number has been dialed, next step is that number is sent, or you have to press the call button. By pressing that number is dialed or sent. The cell site and MTSO searches an open channel and sends the frequency to transceiver. Once the number is dialed, the function of MTSO in the cell site starts. MTSO starts searching the open channel and sends the frequency to a transceiver of that particular dialed number cell phone. Simultaneously, as the number is already dialed, we are aware that the receiver section contains the receiver signal strength indication aspect. The strength of that particular dialed number receiver is monitored. That is, RSS signal is read to optimum cell selection. Depending upon strength received by the RSSI, If the signal strength is a maximum, optimum, then it is definitely true that the number which is dialed, that particular cell phone is present in the same cell. And if suppose signal received by RSSI is not optimum, then maybe that mobile is in traveling, maybe it is going to travel from one cell to the another cell, then the process of handshake that takes place. That is the next step. Next step is handshaking signal is exchanged to indicate the establishment of the contact. If the signal strength is optimum, no doubt that both the cell phones are present in the same cell, then contact is established by searching the same mobile. If it is another cell, then handoff or handshaking concept is going to be achieved, and signal strength is transferred from one cell to the another cell, and then the contact is established between the two mobile. After that, the MTSO calls the designated number. Once the contact between two cell phones are established, the MTSO calls the designated number, and then communication begins. Then communication begins. After completion of communication, the calls are terminated. Means entire process of voice signal communication takes place these 9 steps. Converse is also true. What is the role of this? Is what the role of the mobile from which the signal is transferring. Now the role of mobile for which the signal is receiving. In that, when call is received, MTSO and cell site transmit call signal containing mean over control channel. The transceiver monitors the control channel, identify mean, and turn on that particular mobile. Very simple. The number to whom it is dialed, its signal strength is going to be decided as optimum level. Call is received to the MTSO, and cell site transmit that call to the signal containing the mean, the number to which we dialed. It has its own mobile identification number. For that particular mean number only, the call is transferred over the control channel, and we are aware that there are 666 channels. Each channel is bifurcated by 30 kilohertz. Then the transceiver monitors the control channel. It identifies that particular mean number, and the same device to which we have dialed, it is turned on. This, by using this is the entire role of control unit. How the communication is taking place, how particular mobile is communicating with each other, that we are going to suitably understood with this particular process, whatever we have studied just now. Dear students, that's all about the mobile communication, where we have studied the concept of cell, operation of cellular system, block diagram of cell phone, individual description of each and every block of that particular cell phone, that is transmitter, receiver, frequency synthesizer, logic unit, control unit, and how one mobile is going to be communicating with the other mobile, exactly to the other mobile in the same cell, or it may be in the other cell. Students, that's all about the topic number 3, that is mobile communication system. Next time we may going to deal with another topic. Today We'll stop here only.